morning, everybody. Today is the day. The Columbus Peaberry, imported by Black Kahawa. And let's see where that is on the grand scheme of everything here. Oh, look, here it is. Columbus Peaberry. Black Kahawa was founded in 2019 to share coffee's East African origin story with Columbus. So this is basically, I think, what's on the back of the bag. Recently opened our own roastery and bar in downtown Columbus at 2 East Broad Street. There's a happy hour from 3 to 7 p.m. 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Cool. But it's Black Kahawa Coffee. It's oily. I know the one that I have up there is not the black or the Columbus Peaberry. So I have the Poetry, which was very delicious, if I remember correctly. So I had the Poetry, and it is not oily. It is as dry can be. So let's see what we can see. So I put on the shirt today and it reminded me, it's a jersey. It's not necessarily a football jersey, not necessarily a hockey jersey, it's definitely not a hockey jersey, it's not bulky, but it's not like a soccer jersey or a field hockey jersey or a lacrosse jersey. It's just a generic jersey with 22 on it. It came from H&M in Medellin, Colombia. And I was talking about this and then suddenly squirrel, which if you've, that's weird. All right, well, we'll work with that. I cleaned it all out yesterday, so and we'll just stick with 30-ish. That's a weird smell. That's I'm gonna say that smell, initial smell, would turn a lot of people off. Interesting. This might be the funky one. So this. Yes, very oily. Yeah, that's a smell. I don't think I'm going to have to mist this. So anyway, yeah, like I said, I cleaned this out. I'm going to have to clean it out again after we're done with this, I'm pretty sure. Very slippery suckers. I put it down to a 65. Let's see what happens here. It's so slippery, it wants to come out all at once. There's no stick in there, buddy. Oh my God. That dark. Ooh, that dark. That is, wow, that is very dark. Wow. And it still smells really interesting. Oh, this should be different. I'll put 400 grams of water in, or yeah, 375 to 400 grams of water in there. Anyway, I saw this jersey. We went, well, let's start again. So we went to the H&M down in Medellin, and the H&M stores in Medellin, and we went to there were 4 malls that we went to in Medellin proper. Not necessarily all in the same downtown area. There was a fashion mall that we went to in the bottom of. There was another fashion mall that had an art gallery in the top 3 floors. That was beautiful and just full of gorgeous art. A lot of the paintings were just amazing. And a lot of the paintings were in US dollars, which should tell you that that's how much the paintings would have cost somebody. So look how dark. That is incredibly dark. Is this a dark roast? This must be a dark roast. That is amazingly dark. Is that why they get so oily like that? Is because they're incredibly dark? We will find out soon. And then there's this tech mall. The tech mall blew me away. You walk, and all the malls kind of blew me away because both the tech mall and the mall that had the fashion in it, you walk in one entrance and it just looks like it's like a storefront, downtown storefront. No, you walk in and then both sides for like a football field in length are shoes, and each shoe sales place was about the size of a shoe or size of like a smaller mall store, not like a PacSun, but more like a Lids. If you go into a Lids, the Lids is not that large. But if you go into a PacSun, they've got a lot of square footage in there. It was more like a Lids. And every single one of them was like a Lids, but it had shoes. And it was just all of these shoes. There were name brand shoes and there were knockoff shoes all the way down. It was fascinating. And then we went to the Tech Mall. And the Tech Mall was very similar. Unfortunately, we got there late, so all of the stores were closing. And that's where I got my DJI mic. And if I'd have known it did not come with a lightning adapter, I probably would have asked the lady if they were selling those there. I should have. I mean, we didn't know. It says iPhone ready on the back. I just didn't realize that it was the iPhone 16 and up because of the USB-C. So it's my fault. It's not anybody else's fault. This is my fault. But anyway, so this Tech Mall, just vast. Computers, computer cases. I saw 5080s on shelves. I saw 5070s on shelves. They're scarce here. They were in abundance down there. But then again, the unfortunate part about that is that probably 10% of the people that walk through any of those malls could put down the money to get a 5080 or like a 5070 or a 5090. 10% maybe. So it's just, it's just one of those things where it's like all of this technology and fashion and, that's, a year and a half, 2 years worth of rent for somebody to go in and buy like a 5070 Ti, something like that. I guess the 5070s, it's the 5060s that I've been seeing that NVIDIA has been dragging their feet on. But the 5070s they exist because I see them in Micro Center computers for sale that I want really badly. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But the tech malls, and then we went into another, because we went into like 4 malls. The 3 malls that we went into that had clothing had H&Ms in them, and the H&Ms were at least 2 floors. And every entrance to the H&M had some well-dressed guard. That's incredibly dark roasted. Oh, wow. Ooh, wow, that's strong. I mean, sometimes I say strong is relative. Right in your face, man. This is strong stuff. That's amazing. I wonder what, hopefully there's enough left in there. I will use it for an espresso. That sounds like a plan. And I am going to have to clean that out because of how oily that is. I'm going to clean that out this afternoon again. We may just want to do 1 coffee today because of that. This might put me on, I may be doing laps outside after this cup of coffee. I don't know. That's 45 seconds for the bloom. We'll just pulse it a little bit. Try to keep the bed agitated. I'll put in 200. And then I'll put in 100 more, and then I'll put in another 100 to make it 400. So yeah, the H&M stores and the quality of products they had in the H&M stores. They're not here in Columbus. We've gone into H&M stores here in Columbus, and it's not the best. The H&M store in Medellin, Colombia was like walking into a Saks Fifth Avenue. The styles, the jewelry, the amount of clothing. I mean, if you walk into an H&M here in Columbus, it's it's fashion until you kind of get up close to it, and then it's like, wow, all right, that's hastily put together. It really drives home the fact that they have a website that you should visit to buy clothing. I mean, it takes away the trying on in stores, which Matt has, I mean, in more than one ways, Matt has found kingship with Jose in Medellin, because he was grabbing clothes left and right and was like, I want to go try this on. And Matt's like, yay, somebody that actually wants to try on clothing, because fuck that. I'm like, yeah, I'm a 38. This will fit fine. And I'll bring it home. Oops. Oh, that was dumb. Well, hang on. Not quite dumb. It'll still give me an accurate readout. All right, good. All right, so we'll do 400. So I hate trying on clothes. I can't do it. I'm like, I can get into a large now. So happy days. That's why buying online is so much better for me, because I don't have to get into a fitting room and try shit on. It's just not for me. But yeah, Jose had grabbed like several pants and some shirts and was like, let's go try these on. And Matt's like, yes, go try them on. That's amazing. And I'm like, I'm already starting to do the thing I do in Columbus when he's wanting to try on stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I need to find something else to do. This is nauseating. Grind size seemed pretty good for the drawdown. We're going to get about, after the initial bloom, I'd say we're going to get about a 2.5 minute drawdown with this. This is black as midnight, black as pitch, blacker than the foulest witch coffee is what this is. Holy cow. That's insanity. Anyway, so yeah, so the H&M down there and the malls, the malls are just amazing. And like I said yesterday, I wish I had the confidence to have pulled out my phone to take pictures. I did not have that confidence, and that's my fault. It's not the environment's fault. That's my fault. I didn't have the confidence to quickly pull out my camera, snap a picture, and put it quickly back. You know, I just didn't have that, and that's on me. Look at that. That's interesting. Very, very dark. Grown in Tanzania, the Columbus Peaberry. That's a dark coffee. Whew, and it smells very, kind of bitter, actually. Actually, I'm getting a little bit of a smoky hit, like a smoked cherry smell, almost. A very smoked, kind of fruity smell coming off of it. It's very, very interesting. And smells can be deceiving. So we'll let this rest for a minute. But yeah, we had visited a mall the first time we went down there, and it was the giant expensive. It's Jose called it the expensive mall because it's got your Coach and your Gucci and your a lot of those larger and it's not like it's Gucci in Saks Fifth Avenue or it's Gucci in this store. It's a Gucci store. It's a Louis Vuitton store in this mall, and it's like you walk out and it's this giant tall mall in the midst of one-story clay houses, you know, with terracotta roofs. And it's the starkest of stark contrasts I think I have ever seen in my entire life. So it's not like going from one neighborhood, seeing things change, and then it becoming a completely different neighborhood. It's like big building, small building, small building, small building, huge building, wide building, small building. It's very all over the place. And you can kind of tell that the government wants less small building, small building, small building, and more people. And I don't know how they can afford it. I don't think they can. Some people are working 2 jobs in order to afford 1 apartment. It's an entire generational family from grandparents all the way down to grandkids. When they hit a certain age, going out and finding a job so that everybody can eat and live. You know, it's poverty. It's extreme poverty. And then just seeing all of this opulence around it is fascinating and heartbreaking, because it just feels like if people can afford to erect these giant buildings and get these kind of stores in there really should not be anyone living in poverty like that, being unable to afford rent, you know. And that's just my bleeding heart liberal opinion. I've learned over the past, it'll be 10 years now. Well, I've known it for a while, but it's never really reared its ugly head as much as it has lately. I'm probably a bit of a minority now, you know? So, I see that kind of thing and I want to do something about it, but I don't have the means to do anything about it. So all I can do is sit and stew about it, while the people who can do something about it choose not to do anything about it. They choose to go up for 12 minutes into space. They choose to build ugly trucks that fall apart. You know, they choose, I don't know, they choose to buy a website because somebody said something nasty to them on it once. I mean, ugh. And not even with their own money. That was a whole thing, wasn't it? Where he said, I'm going to use my stocks to borrow money, but then you can't tax that money because it's not my money. Something like that. It's an entire thing. There was a comedian that broke it down. I'll try to find it and link it below. It's very interesting. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to go off. But I mean, when you're down there, you can recognize the immense beauty, see the immense wealth, and then wonder, why is there immense poverty? You know, that's just what you do. You can do it. You can do all of those things. So, and I know I'm doing that while I'm sitting in a condo and people are outside mowing my yard. But, you know, when people have to work as hard as I did, and as my husband did, and as he's still doing now, you know, there was a lot of torturous time for him with regards to sleepless nights, days on end. And, you know, it's the same with me, sleepless nights, days on end where I was at work for 16 hours trying to get stuff done, you know. So I can temper what we have with the experiences that we've had. And in so doing, I can look at the people earning $300 a month that somehow have to pay $500 a month for rent down there and say, why aren't they in the same place we are after all of their hardships? Because I have empathy. Because I have an understanding of where I've come from. You know, I know where I've been. Most of the time I can remember it, you know? And weirdly enough, not because of drugs, but just because my brain is a little fuzzled, you know? So, all right. So this is the Black Kahawa. It's the Columbus Peaberry, grown in Tanzania. Super, super dark. Super diesel fuel vibes. Oh no. Oh, that is bitter. Ooh, and the hands came up. The hands came up and clenched its fists. Did you see that? My hands came up and they went like this and like, ooh. That's, okay, that is, you are a bitter cup of coffee, my friend. I did everything that I normally do with all of my other grind coffees. Anything that's a pour over, I do the exact same thing. This may require something different, but doing what I normally do and have, you know, for the past 2 days with this wonderful box and 4 separate coffees, getting very delicious coffees from every single attempt. This needs, we bought a cereal that is sugar-free, but says we're like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And to be clear, it's not. If I have to chew on something longer than 20 seconds in order to swallow it, you are not Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And the cinnamon's nice, but the flavor is just, it's like cardboard covered cinnamon. No, it's like cardboard covered in cinnamon. I'll get it right at one point. And it just tastes awful. So I thought maybe if I bought some almond milk with a little vanilla in it, that would make it better. It does not. So, and it's even sweetened almond milk, and it's just like, no. And then I pour out the almond milk and it's gray because almond milk comes out looking gray, and it's kind of off-putting. Although I will say, it doesn't taste that bad. It actually tastes pretty good. But that is bitter. That is a harsh cup of coffee. And now it's got me wondering, and we'll do this next week, it's got me wondering if that is going to espresso, and I'll bet it does, and I'll bet it is even more jet fuel. And that kind of excites me. Yeah, that kind of excites me. I'm a little interested in how that's going to turn out. So I'm going to drink this down a little bit, and then I'm going to add some almond milk. Actually, let me do that right now. So almond breeze, 50% more calcium, hint of honey, which I can't find the hint at all, but it's vanilla with other natural flavors, 150 milligrams of sodium. It's 1 cup is a serving size, and it's 60 calories. Almond milk doesn't taste bad. It's just the color. The color is weird. It is a weird color. You know, milk in all its forms are white, and of course, being a child of the 80s and 90s, we grew up on we grew up on 2% milk, and it's white. But this is gray. This is gray milk. I mean, it's not even milk. I mean, they did add calcium, but there's no lactose in this at all. It has 8 grams of total sugars, includes 6 grams of additional sugars. So, and it's got some of your daily blah, 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 blah. It's got 50% of your vitamin E. Ooh. But anyway, so let's... It doesn't really even... I mean, you put milk in there, and it's like a mushroom cloud where it kind of just envelops the coffee, and you barely have to stir it. This is... yeah, this is an interesting... dealy-do here, so. Ooh, oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, wow, that's great. Hello and welcome to the new me. Ooh, wow. Ooh, that's, of course, it sweetened it. It's calmed it down a little bit. It's not bitter, not strong, not harsh. It has tempered it to a point of very tasty. Okay, I'll pour the rest of that in there, and we'll drink that. As I said, this will probably be the only coffee I do today, because of the oily nature of that. I really don't want to... I'm going to have to spend some time cleaning it out in order to get another cup of coffee going. So we'll save that for next week. There's some more left in there. We'll get started next week on Tuesday. There will be a stream tonight. It was a weird thing last night because I streamed for a little bit and I'm like, oh wow, suddenly I've got like 57 people that have poked their head in to see what was going on. And I realized it was because the mod I was playing released an update 2 days prior, and I was still playing on the old update. And so I installed the new update last night and started playing it, and I have some opinions. So we're going to start with that this afternoon. We're going to go over some of the stuff. I know I installed it correctly, so I'm going to delete, reinstall everything correctly again, and then start from the beginning, and then we're going to go from page 1, and we're going to go over the issues that I'm having right now with this released mod. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today. Thank you so much for watching this week. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed. I always have a good time doing these, and when it's new coffee and new stuff, it always brings me joy to just show and tell. And that's all this is. It's show and tell. I'm not reviewing anything. This is not a review. This is just me saying, oh, I like this or I don't like this, which is a review, and sometimes I do recommend, but I don't want to call it a review because I'm not coffee savvy enough to be like, I know what I like. I want to be able to steer you in the right direction. And, that's fun. I like showing people, teaching people. It's a good thing. We will talk to you next week. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Have a good Friday. Have a good Monday. And we'll talk to you later. Bye.